All right, so we have read the excerpt once for comprehension. We have read the excerpt a second time to identify what's said in an attempt to persuade Jones. We've annotated. We have written our our rough draft. Really, it's not such a quick process, and we really have found that out. It takes a little bit of time, but it's a rough draft. Okay, the more that we actually revise as we go, yeah, that'll take a little bit longer. Okay, so it's not so much quick, but it'll make our rough draft a little less rough. So you've noticed that I have made some adjustments and tried to clarify some of my thinking as I go along. That is fantastic to do because then it makes the revision process easier. Okay. Now we're going to actually, there's kind of another step in between here because we have to put it into essay format so that we can read back through and make sure that everything makes sense together. Okay. So I'm going to look at this pre-write. Remember this part right here about my thesis is this right here. Okay, so I don't have to worry about really even thinking about this text or this box right now because I already have it represented here. Okay, so now I need to take each step, I'm going to copy it. And one piece at a time, so you can already see I started to do that. One piece at a time, I'm going to paste it down here. Now, if I just paste, then it's going to look, you can see that it's a little bit different font. Up here we see it's Alice 10 because not everything was formatted the correct way. Okay, so we're going to put everything in here and then make sure that it is formatted correctly. So I know this is going to be just one paragraph. So I'm going to go down to the next line and then copy this box and paste that. See, we've got the different fonts. And then I'm going to come up and take the next box and just do this for each piece of our text, knowing that it's going to look a little bit different. But me personally, I want to use the 4 to 5 paragraph structure. So each table is going to be its own paragraph. And I am going to set that up as I'm pasting these down. Okay, that way I don't have to try to read back through and get everything broken up. Okay, so I'm just pressing Control V to paste and then Control C to copy. So those are some keyboard shortcuts. If you're not sure about those, we can use those and make it a little bit easier and quicker. Fewer clicks. Mm-hmm. And the last one. Okay. All right, so now it looks like a wall of text. It's okay, but yeah, we need to break it up a little bit better. So we are going to select all of this and put it in the same font. Now there are some that we can use and many that we cannot. So you can use Times New Roman, you can use Cambria, Calibri, or Arial, whatever the actual like standard default font is, I would go with that. No special elite, Architect's Daughter, bad script, like none of the fancy stuff or stuff that's kind of like extra. I'm gonna go ahead and use Cambria because I like the serif fonts. And then size 12 is what we tend to go with. You know, those, now that I see that in full size, I actually want to change that. I'm going to do Times New Roman. It's a little bit easier to read. Okay, so it looks better. Everything's the same size, everything's the same font style, but there are a few more things we have to do in order to get this actually into essay format before we proofread our work. And so we're going to click at the very top and press Enter twice, and then go up to that top line. Then you are going to put your name. Okay, Riker Lewis is my alter ego, so we're going to pretend that Riker Lewis wrote this. This is for pre-AP 2, and then you're going to put, usually you want to put the date that it was either written or due. Okay, so since this is what we are working on in class today, I'm going to put today's date. And then you notice that we still have a line, an extra space between here. That's good. I'm going to then hit enter twice again and then center it. Because one thing that we should also have, and we would have actually spent a little more time on if we had been in the classroom, but we should also always title our work. A couple of reasons for this. One is as you're getting things going and you're starting to type more essays and reports, it's nice to know right off the bat, like super quick glance, hey, which report is this? Or if I'm going back to revise something and I forgot to name it, if I open something up, I'll be able to see really quickly, hey, this is the right one, okay? The other reason is we're practicing our professionalism, right? So school is all about looking at different formats and styles, and with essays, it's a more formal process. Okay, so I'm going to title this Unit 2 Final Essay, okay? Except I'm going to type out the word 2. Okay? Just because if it's a number that is 10 or less, then you actually spell out the word. A little bit of extra tidbit of knowledge for you. The other thing that we need to do is indent each paragraph. So I'm going to go down and just indent the first line of each paragraph. Okay, and I can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Okay, just because that's how it works for me. That's how my brain works. Okay, it works like that. If I wanted to make it 4, I could just combine those two, which actually, they are pretty well connected. So I think I will do that. It'll just be a 4-paragraph essay. Just because it is very connected, and I feel like that the last 2 pieces there would work together. So now I have my essay. The final thing that I need to do is actually read back through it and revise, make sure that I'm not using any of the casual language. And so that will be our next video.